Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited for this video. So basically on this video we are basically going to be reacting to something a bit different from what I'm used to, and the video is basically titled let me see, what Swazi women think about Black Americans. Basically, I've been seeing these types of videos all over, especially with YouTubers who travel and go to different parts of the world and just try to understand, okay, what are these people's views on different things or different people and things like that. So yeah, so I'm excited to see this as well because it gives you a peek into how globalization through like the internet and all this has molded perception and all these other things about different people in the world. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this. Swazi people are from Swaziland, and that's in the southern part of Africa. So I'm really excited to also hear their opinions on this. I'm from Kenya, and that's in East Africa. So we're in two completely different regions, but it's nonetheless it's an exciting thing to hear. So let me just see, and I might be sharing my 2 cents as well on, based on how the video goes. But yeah, let's get into it, guys. If you're new here, please subscribe. Yeah, and let me know if you need me to react to more content like this, any other videos, things like that. Basically, yeah.
The amount you'll be like, what the hell? Yeah, well, so I think my views have changed. We have the same skin color, yes, but we don't have the same views on things.
In this video, we will ask 5 Swazi women what they think about Black Americans. Their answers might shock you, so grab your popcorn and a cold drink because you won't want to miss this. What do you do? Are you a model? Really? You're the boss. Our adventure starts in Manzini, the capital of Eswatini. Here, we are looking for interesting people to interview. Hey, you see this girl with the umbrella? Yeah. Maybe try talking to her. She looks like an influencer.
No, but she looks married.
Why does she look married?
She's got a ring and
No, I mean talking to her for like an interview, not not for anything else. I'll do it.
she might be the answer to her husband. That's why she wants to.
Well, we'll find out. Hello. Excuse me. Would you be interested in interview?
Alright.
Yeah. It's just like, okay, so I'm a tourist from the United States. I'm a YouTuber. And so for my videos, I ask people questions like, what do you think about Americans?
I wouldn't know how to answer that.
Just speak your mind. You look glamorous, by the way. What do you do? What do you do? Are you a model? Really? You're the boss. Okay, so who am I here with?
Samuel.
Samuel? I thought that's a man's name.
No, Samge, not Sam.
Okay, Samgay.
Yes.
Okay, and you are Swati.
Yes, I'm Swati.
Okay, that's cool. And
She's
so what do you
pretty.
do?
She's very beautiful.
Currently, I'm doing my secondary teacher's diploma at
Okay, you're being a teacher instead of a model.
Yeah, I prefer being a teacher actually.
Okay, cool. And so, what do you know about Black Americans?
I know that they're based in America and yeah.
That's all?
Yeah.
You don't have any specific opinions about...
I do have opinions. I think they're really cool and they're trendsetters. Like they make their own culture and yeah.
What types of Black American culture do you experience here in Eswatini?
I think yeah, we play basketball. I think yeah. And that's just about it.
Right off the bat, I can tell that Samke is holding back, which is totally understandable given the context. However, later on, she introduces us to her friend who is willing to share stronger opinions. Okay, so who am I here with?
Timile Zamini.
And
She's
where are you
also
from?
very beautiful.
I'm
I
from Eswatini.
Yeah, but which city?
Oh, my home is in Nyageni. It's in Manzini.
What do you think about Black Americans?
I think that I feel like Black Americans and Americans, we're like, I would say we're the same. But then with everything that's happening on social media, different views that people have, and the beef that sometimes happens, I think my views have kind of changed. Not in a bad way. I kind of feel like Black Americans are just Black Americans. I feel like Black Americans, they're just white people with black skin because some of their views on things and some of their opinions on things, they just confuse me at times. Like you'll be thinking, no, sisters, but then when they start opening their mouths, you'll be like, what the hell? Yeah, well, so I think my views have changed. We have the same skin color, yes, but we don't have the same views on things.
honestly, I mean, I get what you're saying. I think I do agree that let me think about it because I haven't really thought about this topic before. I think there is some truth to that in the sense of like before we were so connected because of the internet and being able to things like TikTok and all these other things where you can access people from different parts of the world very easily and you know start to have a peek into how these people live their lives. Then obviously perceptions and views and all these other things are bound to change because you start to see maybe things that you didn't have visibility of before that. Yeah, so I think this is not pertaining to Black Americans alone, it's Americans as well. I think over the years we've seen this whole wave of, oh, like America is not what people have always deemed it to be and all these other things. I think we've also seen the wave of you know people starting to even see every stuff about Africa and every people there were people even in this day and age in this century who believed that Africans like us, we all lived in huts and we all walk around with animals and all these other things. I mean, I never really cared about it because I'm like, well, what matters is I live, I breathe, and I'm enjoying my life. Um, but yeah, I do get what she's saying. I think with the internet, we've seen a lot of this like sometimes it's like beef, or sometimes you come across people with different opinions, and you're like, is this how they all think? Is this how they all reason? And obviously, that will change your perception about a group of people. I do know that before the whole globalization happened and the whole shift into you can now access, I can be here and I can literally know what is happening in a whole lot different country. Um, I think before that, I would say Africans, we had different views of black people in America. But for the most part, I think there was reverence in that. Obviously we've talked about she's talked the first girl talked about things like basketball. You see black Americans in like their music and all these other things, and obviously that creates a certain profile of who they are, right? But now you get to see random regular people, people have a lot of think pieces on the internet, all these other things. So it starts to shape how you feel or think about a group of people. Once it's like the more you see it, the more you're like, oh wait, maybe I was wrong to think like this, or maybe I was naive to think like this, or these other things. So in some way I do agree, we as Africans, or and Black Americans, we might share the same skin, but we're not necessarily the same people. And that's not to say it's a bad thing. It's just we're just different people, and that's okay. Like, there's no problem in being different. I don't think there's any issue with being different. I think Black Americans have their own thing going on. I feel like they have you know what do I want to say, like a culture that they've built, right? And I feel like us as Africans, it's nothing even like an African culture. I feel like as Africans we have so many different types of cultures that I feel like there's no singular African culture. So Africans for the longest have had their own things going on. So I feel like shedding light on that, and us being able to see that, oh well, we're actually very different people, and that's okay, and that's fine. There's nothing, I don't see a problem with that personally. So yeah.
We will take what I say with a pinch of salt, because mine is only media opinionated. Okay. But I don't think we're that different. I really do believe they come from here. I don't think we're that different. We're all women. We're all Black women. We all care about hair. We all like braids. We all care about ourselves, our well-being. We want to be shining. Education is important here. Yeah. I figure it's important in America from what I've seen too. Yeah. So I think there are differences, but not so many. They're our sisters.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, what about the guys?
I think they're thugs. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Again, this is what I've seen from TV. When you think of, the profiling on media, when you think of a Black American, you're thinking of Jerome from Houston, that kind of person with chains on with their stuff on their teeth. But I'm sure they're not all like that. But that's what I know.
Now, where do you get most of your experience with Black Americans?
Movies, documentaries, and music.
Okay.
Music.
Oh wow, Black Americans. I love them. Okay, I don't know much about them, but I have a brother in America. He's been there for almost 10 years now. I think he enjoys being in America. So I wouldn't mind marrying one. Yeah.
So what do you think are the differences between the Black American culture and the Swazi culture?
Black American culture. Okay, I don't know much about the Black Americans, so this might be nothing much to say.
Does your brother tell you anything about his experience there?
Not really. He's a busy person. Whenever you call, he's busy. Oh, I'll call again in 15 minutes.
There is no difference between Black Americans or Africans, because at the end of the day, they originated from Africans. It's just that it's the difference of the countries, that they're far away from Eswatini.
So what do you think are the differences between the Black American culture and the Swazi culture?
When it comes to culture and cultural things, I don't think Black Americans have any. I don't know. There's none that I know of. Unlike us, we have the reed dances, we have Bo, Ingala, and everything. I don't know about theirs.
What type of music do you listen to?
We listen to, I'd say all types of music, but what we vibe to more is, I'll start with gospel.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where does gospel music come from?
It comes from all over the world. Like, everyone makes it. I listen to Chandler Moore. Yes, I listen to Chandler Moore. I listen to Hillsong, what. And then I also do listen to our own music.
Now, those two artists you mentioned, where are they from?
I think Chandler Moore is it from the States? Not sure.
Okay.
I think it's from there, Chandler Moore.
Okay, but so that's the response, right? Like Black Americans will listen to that. You say Black Americans don't have culture, but gospel music is Black American culture.
We also do like I wasn't done. We also do have like I was starting with Chandler Moore because you know them.
Yeah.
We also have our own like we have black people like in South Africa, Wondo's or Mbambo. We have there's a new and she makes good gospel music. Ndogo's Omkize. Yes, like
I don't know about that. Gospel music. Is gospel music Black American culture? I have never heard of that before. I think why she has the confusion as well is because gospel music is essentially, or what we refer to as gospel music, is basically faith-based music. It's any music that is created to glorify God, which is mostly like used by Christians, right? So even here in Kenya, we have a lot of gospel artists who for us gospel is not necessarily like a genre. It's not necessarily like that's what okay, maybe I'm a bit confused about that as well because I'm like music that is created to glorify God, I would think is called gospel all over the world. So I never have related gospel music to like, oh, this is Black American culture, because I'm like, everywhere in the world people worship God, like people praise God. So what do you mean by it's Black American culture? And I think that's the confusion she has as well, because she's like, well, I'm only mentioning the American gospel artists like Chandler Moore and all that. But she's like, but we make gospel music as well. So I think for us, gospel music is any music that is created to worship God. It's not a genre. It's like there's no a specific sound. If that's what like, if that makes sense. There's no specific sound called gospel music. For us, gospel music, it can be traditional. It can be for example, here in Kenya, we have like tons of tribes, right? So each tribe, they have their songs praising God in their own language. We still call that gospel. Like, it's not, I don't know if you get what I'm saying. It's not like you don't even have to be singing in English. So these songs have been made since way back then, right? So I think that's the confusion. So I don't know, you guys can tell me, is gospel like a genre in America? Like, the word gospel, is it a genre, or is it just any song made to worship God or praise God in any way, right? So yeah, maybe that's where the confusion is stemming from.
we also have an.
Okay, but the culture started with Black Americans.
How sure are you?
Gospel music?
How sure are you?
So in, let's say, the 90s or the 80s, before these South African gospel singers came around, it was only a Black American thing, gospel music. At least the type. I mean, I've been here, I've heard a lot of gospel music, and it's Black American music.
How sure are you, Guti, in the 90s and in the 80s are not making gospel music?
So where did gospel music come from then?
It came from the Bible. They're inspired by the Bible.
Okay, but there's not only gospel, there's hip hop, there's R&B, all of these things. You guys listen to it a lot here.
But we do listen to it. Not a lot, but we do listen to it. We could say maybe about hip hop and for R&B they came from Black Americans.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm not sure. I was young. I probably wasn't even born at the time. I don't know. But with gospel music, I feel like we're all inspired by the Bible, to be honest.
Okay. So you're not sure if hip hop came from Black Americans?
I think it came from Black Americans.
Okay.
I think.
So what do you know that came from Black Americans?
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
At all. I'd be lying.
How old are you?
That lady never reveals her age.
Okay, fair enough. In Southern Africa, there seems to be a growing level of resentment towards Americans. These feelings have intensified because of cultural disagreements between the two groups. The biggest example was the backlash towards Tyla, a colored South African artist who was unfairly pressured to identify as
Yeah, I think this one I remember this case, and this one, yeah, this one I agree with the Southern African people completely, because how are you expected to change your identity because you're in another country? That's like, it's like if an Asian came to Kenya and then we start forcing them to refer to themselves as Asia, like as Kenyan, because they're in Kenya. It's like, no, just because you're in Kenya doesn't change the fact that you come from Japan, or you are whatever else thing you are. So I really did that one. I was so confused as to why it was even such a big deal, like the way it was. Because I remember going online, seeing it all over TikTok, seeing it all over X and all these other things, and being like, hey, what's the problem? Like, what's the issue? She's a colored South African girl. It's a simple thing to understand, right? I remember the argument from, well, the people who were giving her the backlash was like, oh, the term colored is not acceptable in the US, or like the black people, they don't like to be called colored and all that. And it's like, okay, that's fine, that's completely valid. But I don't think Tyla was calling black people colored. She was just asked the question. And I think, oh, actually, I remember the issue was that she was asked the question and she didn't answer. But I'd seen so many previous interviews of her answering the fact that she was colored. And I think her not answering was because she knew it would become a thing. But again, despite all that, it shouldn't be this big thing to say you're a colored person from South Africa. Like, that's what you are. Like, that's insane that you would even want. Imagine if you come to my country and then I start telling you what you should be. Like, that's like, you shouldn't call yourself Ghanaian. You shouldn't call yourself Nigerian. You're in Kenya now, and here in Kenya, we don't like the word Nigerian, but it's not about you liking it or not. That's what they actually are. And I think colored is a whole race in South Africa. So that was kind of weird, I'm not gonna lie. And I would see how that would, influence people from Southern Africa to be like, okay, I mean, that's like, we're culturally different. But that's a bit weird. So I think that backlash did fuel a bit, and I don't think it's Southern African alone. I think people just basically, generally in Africa, people were just like, what? So again, maybe, I don't know, maybe maybe I think, maybe it's just different dynamics, or like I said, we are culturally different. So some of the things we put value to may not be the same things that they put value to in whatever, like in the US or in America. So it's actually really just a matter of, maybe I haven't heard anybody that has explained it well enough for me to be like, oh, okay, I see it. Because all the explanations I've seen have never really justified why she received that much backlash, because it's like, well, you can't change somebody's identity because you are uncomfortable with it. Like, and you shouldn't even desire to do that. If anything, I think Black Americans have been the biggest advocates for acceptance, and they've talked so much about the things they've gone through in America and how it has been so hard for them to get to where they are right now in society. So for you to turn around and do the same to somebody else and make them uncomfortable about who they are, and they have to adjust to who they are so that you can consume it, is crazy. I don't know how you'd be able to say it for it to make sense to like anybody. But yeah, anyway, let's move on.
as black during her tours in the United States. For the record, this is one of the things that I strongly agree with the South Africans on. Colored people are not black, and it is wrong for Americans to impose their one-drop rule on different cultures that don't accept it. That said, people who visit the United States should also respect the culture of the people who live there. Back to the video.
there was something going on social media, and it was they're actually complaining about Tyla, saying that in South Africa she is considered colored, and they got so mad, and I didn't understand why are they mad, because in South Africa, if you're like her, you're considered colored. Vele she is colored when she's in Africa, when she's in South Africa. Also, even if she's in America, we still consider her colored. I don't understand what problem they had with that, because like, she's colored. What is wrong with being colored? And they felt attacked, and they started lashing out. They started talking and talking and talking, and then you could hear like their real views of the things. Could say, oh, we're not actually in this together. They are just not in a bad way. They are just Karens.
Okay.
Yes. If you know a Karen, you'll know.
Well, yeah, you got that from America, didn't you?
If you know a Karen, you'll know.
Are you colored?
No.
So what is the difference between a colored person and a light-skinned person?
I think for you to be a colored, like, you have to be of a mixed race. And being light skinned is just different from that.
I think that's what's confusing a lot of Black Americans. They think that Tyla is just light skinned, but what makes her colored instead of light skinned?
Before I answer your question, they didn't have a right to attack without getting their facts straight, because Tyla is not light skinned. Tyla is colored. She is of different races.
Yeah, I think I'm not too, like I said, I'm not Southern African. I'm not South African or Southern African at all. I'm East African. But from what I've understood about colored people and what I know so far, I think colored people are basically like because of the history of Africa, colored people are considered to be, it's not even biracial, they're considered to be multiracial. Like, they have like African ancestry, Indian ancestry, like white ancestry. Like, it's because of what happened in that part of the world. And there's a lot of people who came into the continent at that time, that mixed to the point where they created ideally a new race of people that were called colored. And colored is not the same as, okay, I have a white parent and I have a Kenyan parent, then I'm biracial. Then that just means I'm a biracial person, right? But from what I've understood is, colored, they're sort of like a mixture of different cultures that over time have just had their own thing going on. When it comes to light skin, I mean, in Africa, we are from Africa. Africa is a big continent of billions of people. There are light-skinned people in every country. There are black light-skinned people. Like, there are people who are completely black in terms of like what Americans would consider black in terms of a race, but are very light-skinned. And it depends on different things. Like, for example, here in Kenya, we have tribes, and certain tribes have certain physical attributes. There's some tribes that are known to have light-skinned people, and those light-skinned people are not biracial. They're just black people who are very light-skinned or tend to be light-skinned. There's some tribes that are known to have people that are a bit more dark-skinned. There are tribes that and even within those tribes, you can still find dark and light-skinned people all over. So in Africa, there's a lot of like completely black people with black parents and black heritage that are light-skinned, and then there are biracial people that could be light-skinned through being biracial. And even being biracial does not necessarily guarantee that you'll be light-skinned. You might be you might have some features of biracial people, but doesn't really mean you'll be light-skinned. You might just be like a normal person. And then now in South Africa, now they have the colored people as well. So like, it also depends on what do you guys classify as light skin, dark skin, and all. And that's what I'm saying, like, there's so much nuance and context to it that it's just like, let people be who they are. And if you're really interested in deciphering that, just learn a bit about it, I don't think that Tyler was trying to impose the colored thing on black people in America. Black people in America don't have to be colored. They can be whatever they want. They can they have the right, like they are from that country, they're Americans, they can do whatever and feel however they want. But it wasn't really nice to see that, to be quite honest, because it was like, and then nobody was actually really giving any proper reasons as to why there was all this hula baloo about her race and who she is, and she's just not black, and that's just the truth of the matter. And that shouldn't determine whether you want to support her or not. Like, you support people because you like their output or whatever they're producing, not because they're black or white or I don't know. Again, like I said, we're culturally very different.
So you are considered colored. Maybe if you come from, you have a white dad or a colored dad and a black mom. Even if you're black, you're still colored. Even if you're dark skinned, you are still colored. You are still considered colored. What was your question again?
You answered it. You answered it perfectly. Would you ever live in the United States?
As a black woman,
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. From what media, and this one I don't even have to just assume it's media because I know the truth. I would not survive in America. I'm too hot-headed. I would get shot in the second day. I wouldn't survive in America. And I don't think it's really becoming a nice place for a woman to live in, because you guys are just not. Are you okay? Are our sisters okay in America right now?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Like, what do you think is happening?
Again,
What do you think is happening?
From media, right? So I will be corrected. I will not take offense. But from media, the things that I care about as a woman are not necessarily, from what I see, things that are taken into consideration or something that is as important. I feel like America is a nice place for a straight white man to live in. Okay. But if you're a woman, you cannot have healthcare the way you want. Apparently, from what
you're talking about abortion.
Yes, we are talking about abortion, because that is actually a biggest part of healthcare for women, in as much as we can go about it. Okay. But if I cannot choose when, how, with whom I have a baby, I think that says a lot about the community. I'm not saying it's legal here, but you guys just take it.
Wait, hold on. So it's not even legal here? So what are you talking about?
Yeah, I know.
If it's not legal here, why are you worried about America?
I feel like there's probably, maybe I'm happy with the devil that I know.
Would you ever live in the United States?
I wouldn't miss that opportunity. Yeah, I would grab it.
Why?
Because I feel like I'd be more exposed. Not that I'm saying in my country we don't have much exposure, but you find that I've always wanted to act. And I think if you want to establish yourself in acting, America is the best.
But I thought you said you were camera shy.
Not really. It depends.
Okay, great. But I don't know. I feel like I have noticed this before. Like, I was talking to someone from South Africa, and they were talking about, like, abortion in America. And I'm like, but
I think it's legal.
You have... Yeah, it is. But it's like people act like... people seem to blow America's problems out of proportion and act like it's such a...
Yeah, like, you see what we say? For us... For me, I've never had a friend who's either lived in America or was American, and I've spent like an intense amount of time with. And I've never even went to school in America. You know, there's people who've gone to school in America. Maybe they have 4 years of knowing the culture and all of those things. So their opinions are definitely probably more constructed than mine. That's why I even said beginning that everything that I know America is from media. I don't have that access. And
that's okay. That's okay.
When we do blow it up though, it's because the news outlets are blowing it up. So if they're exaggerating a case, we'll probably find it exaggerated too. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. But what I was getting at is, like, do people feel the need to, like, bring down America or Americans? Like sort of like to bring the country down? Like it feels like people enjoy negativity about the United States.
I think I should have asked you this question before we started. Are you Democratic or
I'm
Republican?
not a Democrat.
Are you a Republican?
I'm not a Republican either.
Are you?
But I'm not a Democrat.
Okay, I think that's
so
what.
the one I dislike the most is between the two.
Really?
I dislike. Oh my gosh!
Are
Yeah,
you
I do
serious?
not.
Again, we know the Democrats from TV.
Yeah.
So we know from CNN. So we know CNN is Democratic. So we kind of.
Yeah. Actually, that'll give you a much different image of the country.
I don't follow Fox News even on Instagram, so I wouldn't even know the both sides. Also, your president doesn't help the case.
Yeah.
I would not lie to you about that.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
don't know nothing about the man, but it does not help your case when people start blowing shit up or they start maybe scapegoating you as a country. It's because you've done some shit too, though.
Yeah, I mean,
I make it up for so long.
Yeah, especially lately, I can kind of get it, like with the sanctions and all that stuff.
Dude.
Oh, sorry, the tariffs.
And the immigrants. That is insane.
But actually, I'm glad you brought that up because in South Africa, everyone was complaining about immigrants. So it's like you guys are not really that different. I know you're not South African,
I know, but we're like sister countries, so we even share the same currency. And I know that for us South Africa, it was not mostly even the government. It was mostly on the xenophobic side of things.
Yeah.
Because you find that I'm mad that now Will is here and he's going to take my job at Allianz. So I feel like that's just a human insecurity. Not to say it's just, because I don't want to downplay xenophobia, please. I'm not doing that. But it says something different when it's now the parent of the house. You know, when kids are fighting, it's like, can you stop fighting? But if the mom is now the one who's fighting that one child, it's like, ooh.
Okay, so you kind of hold the United States to a higher standard in a way. Is that what you're saying?
I don't believe you guys should even be the first world country, but I'm not mad about it. I think the first country or the first, you guys kind of just like made that up for yourselves.
Okay.
So I don't unfortunately hold America as the idealist country for me to live in. Like if I've succeeded in life, will moving to America make me like feel like I've achieved everything? No.
So many Black Americans think Africans don't like them. Is that true?
Personally, I used to like them, but you see, social media exposed a lot of things, and social media actually showed people for who they really are, and it showed how little they think of us. I feel that way. But it showed how little they think of us. I just feel like, okay, not all of them, because like I can't take one person's reaction or one person's sayings and then conclude on everyone. So I personally feel like with the little people that I saw, I feel like they don't like us like that.
So you think that Black Americans don't like Africans? But nothing you said has given me that impression. That I just don't see where you get that evidence.
Like I told you, you see the Tyla case.
The Tyla case mean that they don't like Africans?
The crash house wasn't necessary, honestly, and I feel like that's where you see how someone really feels about you. You have to get them mad or get them in that position, and that's the only time you see what they really think about you, because that's the only time they'll like say everything that they're bottling inside. Like even when you guys were talking, all smiles or laughing, once you get them mad, you get to see what they really, really think of you. And I feel like that's what they really, really think. Because like there was another case. Okay, I won't say case, but it had something to do with Black Americans and Africans, where there was comparison, like they're comparing prom dresses, and I really didn't understand where that came from. And they were like, Africans' prom dresses are not nice. Where was that coming from?
You guys have prom here?
We do. We do. What do you mean? We do.
Where did that come from? Probably America.
From?
Yeah. I have to do my research on it.
I was just about, to say the same thing that has been written there. Like, I know, well, I'm gonna speak for myself. In high school, we did have like a sort of like a depiction of prom, but it wasn't really prom, like how you'd see it in America. But I do know that South Africans have something called matric, um, and that is similar to prom in the US. But I feel like prom is also not Black American culture. I think even with the movies that I've watched, there's a lot of like people that go to prom as well. Like, if anything, I think I've seen more of white people do prom and all that. So maybe it is American culture. I don't know if it's specifically Black people, but there, I think for him, maybe there could be a rendition of Black proms or something like that. Like, there could be a way Black people have done their own thing to enhance, or to make it more fitting for who they are. But I feel like prom is not necessarily like, I would say it is American culture for sure. American, yes. I don't know about it being Black American culture specifically, but I do know it's an American thing. So yeah.
Prom didn't come from America.
Where did it come from?
I don't know, but I'm 100% sure it didn't come from
So,
America.
a lot of Black Americans think that Africans are obsessed with Americans. Is that true?
I feel like Americans are obsessed with believing that they set trends when they actually do not. At this point, you could be sleeping on a random day and you'll get Americans telling you that, no, I'm a piano started in America. I wouldn't even be surprised because they're literally entitled to everything. They feel like every trend was set by them. They feel like they are trendsetters of like literally everything. Like, something's gonna come up, something really nice, and I'm like, no, this came from America. Chill. Just calm down. Calm down.
Okay. Now, would you ever date a Black American?
Yeah, I would. I'd actually marry a Black American.
Of course, why not?
Why?
I like the accent.
If I like him, yes, I would. If I like him and I'm not in a relationship, I would probably, yes.
What do you think the differences would be in that experience between a Black American guy and a Swazi guy?
I really wouldn't know because I only know the Swazi guys, yeah, boo. So I wouldn't know, and I don't think social media shows that much of it. Like when it comes to the relationship parts, yeah, I wouldn't know.
Now, would you date a Black American guy?
Definitely.
Why?
Because they don't have to be necessarily American, but if they're Black, I would date them.
Okay, so what's special about Black men?
You know that saying? I'm from both worlds, right?
Yeah.
So the darker the berry, that's true.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, what do you mean you come from both worlds?
I mean, in a way, I've tasted both. So my opinion is from, I know white guys, I know Black guys, and I still choose Black guys because I'm in a diplomatic space. I'll leave it at that.
Okay, so you've dated white guys before.
Yes.
And so how was the experience dating a white guy?
I'm not with them anymore.
But you're not. Most relationships are temporary, so why did this one end?
I'm kidding, Shay. I'm kidding. Honestly.
She's not kidding. She's not kidding. Yeah.
Okay, but when someone is kidding, there's always a little bit of truth, right?
Okay, now if you had to pick between a Black American and a white American, which one would you pick?
I think I'd pick a white American. We already have enough Black people in the country, so I'd pick a white American.
Wait, again? You have enough black people in the country?
Of course, like if I want a black man, I'll get a black man I can get a black man in country. Like we have them, so I'd take a white American.
So what do you think is special about white men?
I feel like they're more. I feel like they're more gentle. I feel like they're more gentle. They're more kind. Yeah, that's how I feel.
Have you ever dated a white guy before?
Kind of.
Did he just smash and leave?
I don't do that. I don't do.
Okay. Now, if you had to pick between a black American or a white American, which one would you pick?
I'd pick a black American. I mean, I'm also black.
Yeah.
Yeah. Black is much better. Okay, the white. No, I'm not sure about the white, but I prefer the black. Yes, just like me.
And so what happened?
It was good. It was good. He was kind. He was kind. He was generous. He was caring. A bit racist, but yeah.
Well, you have to explain that part. How was he racist?
I think he felt like black people are like they're like crooks, and black people are always out there trying to get someone to mug or something. Like, for example, I'll be stepping out of the car and then he'll be like, no, you should watch your wallet, make sure your money is with you. And I'm in Babane, like, come on.
Where was this guy from? Where was this guy from?
I think it was from Spain.
And the funny thing is, in Spain, they mug people all the time. They pickpocket all the time. Yeah, that's...
I literally told this guy, I was like, every place does have people who mug people.
Yeah.
Like, every place does. Every place has toxic people.
I've never been with a white man. Obviously I'm Kenyan, so all the guys that I've ever dated have been Kenyan, and it's been okay. It's been great. You know, I don't have anything bad to say about our own people. I don't ever move like that. But yeah, I think it's been okay. If it was to choose between black American men or white American men, I don't think you have to choose. I think depending on the type of person that you are, I mean, there are good and bad people everywhere. I feel like there's good white American people, there's good black American people. So it really just depends on who attracts you or who aligns with what you're looking for. You know, you could I don't know. I'm not necessarily the type of person that has like a specific racial preference, if that makes sense. I'm not entirely opposed to being with a white guy, and I'm not obviously not opposed to being with a black person. So it's just like whoever aligns with whatever you deem valuable. It could be faith, could be social issues, could be, you know, culture, all these other things. It just depends. Okay, so I wouldn't necessarily say like I have like a racial preference. So that's why that question, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't have like a peak. Like, I wouldn't say, oh, based on what is what I would ask. Choosing them based on what? If it's just based on skin color, then there's no choice to be made, because I don't have racial preferences in the sense of just your skin color. I might have racial preferences in the sense of culture, if the things, but if that's the same way, like I said in the start, we're very different people. Just because we're all black doesn't mean we are the same. There could be things in my culture that you don't agree with, and you're black, but you don't resonate with, you don't agree with, and I could meet somebody that's white that's okay with it. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not in the skin, it's in how you perceive things, basically.
You can't just say no. In Africa, the crime rate is what. Every place has crime. Like there's no place that doesn't have that is like 0% crime. I don't know of it, but there's I think a very small percentage like in the world that has like 0 crime rates. So that's what I told him. I told him like even in Spain you can get mugged. It's not only in Swaziland.
The weird thing is that when it comes to chocolate, the food, I prefer white chocolate.
Oh, I love
Don't give me dark chocolate,
Same.
brown chocolate. I don't like it. But I've come to find that I'm not the same with men, and I've tried to find why. What is it? Is it the way they breathe? Is it the way they walk? The way they cannot dance? I don't know. But honestly, it's just I prefer.
I think there's something you're scared to say.
I'm not sure. I've never dated a white person before. I've never been actually proposed by a white person, so I don't have any experience. I'm not stereotyped, but I don't know.
And I've learned to know that if you are with someone who has the same outlook in life as you argue less with that person. Because if we're different, whatever I'm saying to you is a point that you don't believe in, and I have to defend myself. So it's always, if I talk about spices, you're going to know what I'm talking about. If I joke about how my grandma has that tin that has sewing stuff instead of cookies, you're going to know what I'm talking about. If I talk about a flip-flop and my mom, or a wet towel and my mom, I don't have to say everything. You just know that, okay, that's what happened to you. It just, it makes it easier.
Was that white guy you dated rich?
He was. Yes.
How rich?
Very rich.
How generous was he?
Very generous. He was generous is an understatement.
How old was he?
Oh, he was almost my age.
So like 50?
No, I'm 50. Oh, come on. And he was not very old. He was not very old.
How much generosity does it take to impress you?
You have to be very...
Like how rich?
How rich?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it doesn't have to... It doesn't have to do with how rich you are, because you can be rich and still not give me the money. And if you are rich on your own and I'm in a relationship with you and you're not giving me the money, it's not benefiting me in any way.
How many white guys have you dated?
We're not doing that.
That's a bad question?
Yes.
Is that many?
Yes. Now you're going to ask for my body count. That is body count, right?
No, I didn't ask for your body count. I said how many have you dated? It doesn't have to be
I can't tell you
sex.
because I don't sleep with people that are not my boyfriends. So that would give me out. So no.
Wow, it's a lot. So if they're so bad, why'd you date so many?
I didn't date many.
Okay, so let's change the subject then. So some of my viewers are simps. You know what a simp is, right? A simp. Simp? You never heard of that?
I think I do know the term.
They're those guys who like to impress women with money. Now, if a black American guy like that wanted to come to Eswatini, would you give him a chance, despite all of the things you think about black Americans?
No, like, I have nothing against black Americans, and if you're not racist towards me, I'm not racist towards you. If you don't give me weird vibes, I don't give you weird vibes. But if you like, because like you're black American, and I haven't given you any weird vibes, so like if you come with a neutral vibe, we good. But if you come with your Americans came with this, Americans came with that, we gonna fight. Or we gonna fight.
That was fantastic. Thank you for answering my questions.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was a long video, guys. But yeah, so basically, I wouldn't say, I think he's only spoken to like only 2 women, because I think there was a third one that was standing, I remember, but the ones who have given out a little bit of information are only 2, so that's a very small sample size of people to even really know how a whole group of people feel about a whole other group of people. So I mean, this video is just I wouldn't say it stamps how Swazi people or Swazi women think about Black Americans, because two is in any data research it's too minimal to come to a conclusion. So yeah, but anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if there's any other video you guys would like for me to react to. Other than that, see you in the next one, guys. Peace out.